Hello and welcome back to Mega Man 3. Took out the first half of the Robot Masters, and now it is time to dive into the second half. There's kind of two circuits in terms of boss weaknesses, and so we could go to Sparkman, which would be the end of this first set of 5 weaknesses. But instead, we're actually going to save him for a specific reason we'll get to later, and instead we're going to start with Snake Man. Now, I think I mentioned early on that Snake Man is a potential space to start, because we are going to use the Mega Bust on him, but I like to use the Magnet Missile here at the beginning of his level, because I think it makes dealing with all these guys a lot easier. I don't know what's happening there. Just because the way it'll kind of chase them down, and it's a lot easier to get through here. Same thing with this screen. I don't know. Wow, that was just poorly done. It's okay. I mean, I don't take a lot of damage there, so I'm not too worried. Now, these guys I consistently do very poorly against. I was not supposed to do that. That actually worked out well, though. Maybe I should start doing that more often. But once you get in there, you can just use the Shadow Blade and take them out very easily. And I'll take these guys out here, too. Now, part of why you really don't care about taking damage early on in the level is because right here we have 2 health refills, so we are always going to be just fine, so long as you're not being completely ridiculous. Going to care a little bit more later. Now, here with these guys, I thought I was going to dodge that, but okay. You can see that they have these kind of shields that they carry, so you can't shoot them when they're carrying them, but once they flip them up, they're vulnerable, and you can just jump and shoot them, which makes it a little bit easier to get past them. It's not entirely necessary by any means, but they do give you just a small enough period of time to get past them after they jump that it can be hard to kill them. So it's nice to shoot those things out of your way and get a little bit of extra space. I don't really need to do this, but I will. Alright, let's head back down. Sometimes you can get an extra life or even an energy tank out of them, so it's worth it to take a look. Not too often. I don't know if the odds change. I find it happens more often later, but maybe that's just because we use more of them later. Let's see if this works again. Yeah, cool. Alright, I'll take the one hit. That doesn't bother me. Okay, and we're going to have some more of these shield guys here. Shoot that out of the way. Let them go back. Oh, that's fine. We're going to get some more health right after this anyway. Now this jump, you got to make sure you get all the way to the edge, or you will undershoot it. In fact, I actually got way closer than I liked. We will grab this, and then carry on our merry way. The ending of this level probably is the hardest part. It doesn't really fit with most of the rest of the motif, but I don't know, I guess this is where they could fit it in. Very easy to die here, just like any other platforming stage. The way that these clouds kind of shift left to right most of the time doesn't matter, but there's a couple of jumps where you want to make sure you kind of use it to your advantage. You also have to be cautious as they're coming out of the, I don't know, I guess we'll call them container, chutes, whatever, because they can have this weird kind of, I don't know, collision detection where it just kind of rockets you off to the side for no clear reason. So I always just jump as the platform is coming out. Now these ones, we want to try to shoot them when they're high up so that they will sail over our head. This one, we're going to shoot when it's low so we can jump over it. And there we go. Now the key with Snake Man, if you try to just out-damage him, he will destroy you. But what you want to try and do, slide first, and just try to get to the center of the room always before he does. I don't know why I just did what I just did. Because if you can do that, you can consistently jump over him, and then really gotta pay more attention. And then you can avoid taking damage and just slowly kind of chip away at him. Seeing some of the patented Mega Man 3 lag that is everywhere in this game. So let's just try and stay focused here and just consistently get back to that center. You can jump right over him, and you really can, do this whole fight damageless if you're staying consistent with everything. And I'm sure, or actually I don't even know if there is a distinct pattern that he follows, but you know, it's hard to know if he's going to be kind of quick coming back or if he's going to take his time. So usually just err on the side of caution, try and get up there. And you can say we're readily just chipping away. Obviously, people who are better, you know, your speed runners and things will have much more optimized strategies that they use. But this works perfectly well for me. Just take him out, and as long as you follow that pattern, you're going to do just fine. Otherwise, he can be one of the hardest bosses, I find. If you don't have that, you know, pattern to dodge him, then he'll take you out 1,000 times. But we dealt with him easily enough and have acquired Search Snake, which we will take with us as we attempt to conquer, survey says, Gemini Man. Alright, so, the beginning of this stage, I'm going to try to get through a little bit faster and not have to wait so much by using our Magnet Missile. Didn't do too well that first time. Do always have to keep in mind the fact that the Magnet Missile needs to you know, do that upwards travel as well. It's not working nearly as well as I want. I'm not going to do it anymore. Really just taking more time than it was saving. Always sad to have to kill a penguin. Devastating addition. Could have been any other animal, you know? Couldn't have been like a polar bear or something. Maybe that wouldn't have fit with the eggs. Yeah. So, another spot where if you're trying to go quickly, you know, there are ways to do it, obviously. But if you're taking your time, then you'll be a lot safer. There is enough room for you to stand in between the fire drops. Another visit from Proto-Man. Oh, I'm sorry, Break-Man. Almost never get this down. Yeah. Without the, you know, an ability that we won't get for another couple of bosses, pretty much impossible to get up to... I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get there in time. Yeah, there we go. Pretty much impossible to get up to that extra life without landing up there the first time through, so very rarely get that, but don't really need it anyway. Now here, obviously we have these eggs, we just try and find the kind of fastest way through. If you want to farm for extra lives, you can just kill all of the eggs. It doesn't really take all that much time, but I don't tend to find it be all that worthwhile. But if you want to get a health refill or refill any of your weapon items, then absolutely will be easy to do. Now here, I just want to get this guy to drop down first. We have a very fun penguin. Another way that, if you want, you can just let these smaller penguins keep spawning out and refill health or anything else, but ultimately you want to jump up and shoot the penguins, the giant penguin in the eyes. There we go. I have an odd hatred for the little dragonfly dudes. You can get that health if you need it. We don't, so we will continue on. Now, you don't really need to use Rush Marine here, but it certainly makes things easier. However, if you are going to use it, then you want to just be making sure that you're collecting all of the energy so that you don't run out and suddenly drown, because that doesn't tend to go all that well for you. Oops, meant to jump there, but it was a little slow. Let's see, we can just bounce up here, which is kind of goofy and fun, and collect this energy tank, and then we will have to get out in order to climb this ladder. There we go. And we have little rabbit shoes. And then I think the only time in the game that'll actually kill one of these guys. And you can see it's not actually that hard compared to, you know, some of the similar versions later. Now, defeating Gemini Man is not particularly difficult, particularly if I do it well, which I don't always do. When there are two of him out, his, you know, clone, or twin, I guess we should say, when you shoot, he will shoot at you, but it'll always be the one that's on the ground. So I always try and have it be, the one that I'm actively looking at. So that's, let's just take our chance. We got plenty of lives. And that way it's easier to dodge. Again, I wasn't paying a huge amount of attention and got kind of distracted talking, but yeah, you just got to be aware that it's the one on the ground that's going to shoot regardless which one you're attacking. And so that's where you need to be ready to dodge or defend from. Or not defend. I guess Mega Man doesn't do a lot of defending until, I don't know, somewhere later he gets shields. Although I don't think anyone ever uses it. It's like Mega Man 11 or something, 9. Anyway, we're going to do Needle Man next. Very aptly named boss. Alright, so I'm going to start with these little porcupines. When they're down on the ground with you, you can just kind of go ahead and shoot them. Up there, it's easier just to let them roll past. If you jump up, you can probably kill them in time, but I don't usually bother. Oh, that was poorly done. It's okay. Alright, now I think there's an energy refill down below, a weapon energy, yeah, which obviously don't need. And we'll just take these guys out here, stay back a little bit, oops. And yeah, usually I'm able to take that guy out easily enough without being hit. But just got a little bit off kilter. There you go, past me. Get out of here. Oops. Wow. Don't need that. This is not a level that generally causes difficulty. But we'll see how it goes. Alright, so this isn't exceptionally difficult. You can kind of hang out under here, just biding your time. Getting the pattern for what's coming in front of you. Here you can just walk right under, get right on the edge, go right past, and I should have slid. Alright, so here we just kind of wait till it's coming down and then go right past. Now, I think that was not what I meant to do. Meant to jump up after the third one. That's alright. Gives us an excuse to waste a life. By the end, we're going to have probably double digits anyway, so. I don't know why I did that. Didn't like that timing, but it was okay. Oh, that's why I got thrown off. He only shoots 2. Okay, anyway. So you can try and kill him. It honestly kind of tends to be more annoying than it's worth, but just jump up here, get this energy tank, take that hit, which I guess I don't really care much about, and continue onward. Here we will hang out on the ladder and take out Hammer Bro 1 and 2. And then we'll head up top where hopefully I get this dodge in. Yeah, maybe I'll try and kill this one. Why not? Let's give it a shot. Whee! That was fun. Alright, so next up is Needle Man, who really only has 2 attacks, and isn't too problematic by any means. Can do a decent bit of damage if you get off kilter, but the Gemini laser works really well. Obviously, the ideal is that you'll just kind of hit him directly. He does, move around in a way that allows the laser to hit him pretty often, but it bounces a lot of times. So you can waste a lot of time waiting for him to hit, and you can't fire again or really do anything else. You're just kind of stuck with it bouncing around. But obviously, his attacks aren't all that hard to deal with. If he's jumping back and forth across the screen, it causes a little more difficulty, but still not too bad. And his needles are fairly easy to dodge, and if you do get hit, they don't cause a huge amount of damage. However, we now have the Needle Cannon and Rush Jet, which is why we waited to do Sparkman, so we can have the Rush Jet, just to make a piece here a little bit easier. Not all that hard once you find out the pattern, but it can be annoying, so it's nice just to be able to cheese right through it. So here, we want to wait. Perfect. And here, let's see me do a terrible job of getting through what really should be a fairly minor bit of difficulty. But who knows, maybe I'll finally show up. Oh, that's fine. I don't really mind that at all. And then we'll climb up here. Take care of the hammer, bro. There we go. Alright, now we could use the rush jet here, but this is easy enough, you don't bother. So you jump, walk, walk. And then this one, we don't want to wait, we just go straight through and should be able to get through unscathed. Otherwise you have to wait a good amount. Here we just take out the bulldozer that I was mistiming quite a bit. I guess we don't really need this very much, but whatever, we'll do it anyway. Just to get that tiny bit of health back. Probably wasn't worth the time, but we'll see. Take out a couple eyeballs. Alright, and let's go for a drop. This will bring us to an interesting little section where these trash compactors drop trash that really doesn't do anything, and you just kind of jump over. If you do try to stop and take them out, they tend to drop just as fast as you can take them out, so it really doesn't benefit you very much. But this is the part where I'm ultimately going to use the rush jet. So what happens is you have these, blocks that go up and down, but you also have the bolts that come across. And you can deal with them by sort of just positioning yourself really well, maybe using the magnet missile. But it's not the easiest thing in the world. It takes some decent skill, whereas this is just really, really easy. So why not? Why not? Alright, there you go. So, we're going to use the Shadow Blade, go back to the original pattern, whatever, the original train of boss weaknesses. And honestly, there's a large degree to which I would say I'm not very good at Sparkman. And part of the reason is because he's so easy that I've just never needed to bother to try. If you try and use another weapon, your Mega Buster, and there's some more difficulty there. But when you use the Shadow Blade, he dies so fast, and his attacks don't do nearly enough damage to really make it worthwhile to bothering to learn how to deal with him, frankly. But there we go. We got Spark Shock, which I'm not going to use a huge amount of. Probably just one boss. But for now, I think we will have the shadow levels, as I call them, be revealed, and then we will end things, and when we come back, we will deal with said shadow levels. But till then, see ya!